Okay, for this one, we're going to need to put on our big girl panties and pull up our big boy underwear. And stop being so sensitive, saying, "You're calling me a sinner because I get sick a lot." Seriously? If we say we have not sinned, we make him a liar and his word is not in us. That's in 1 John 1:10. We're going to talk about John chapter 9, where Messiah healed the blind man. And we're going to read it in context, and we're not going to cherry pick. Okay? Okay, and as Messiah passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth, and his disciples. Now, someone told me that the Pharisees asked him this, but no, it was his disciples asked him, saying, "Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Well, for one thing, I mean, why would they even ask, was it that man? Because he was born blind. A baby can't, he didn't sin as a baby. And also, I would like to point out, for his disciples to even ask him that, it was known that if there was sickness or disease, it was because of sin. And why they would have known that, why the disciples knew that, is because they knew about blessings and curses. They knew Torah. So this was not a strange question for them to ask him. So then Messiah answered, "Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of Yah should be made manifest in him." So here we have a bit of a contradiction, because if you're not looking at it in context, because we know that everyone sins. I just read that scripture to you. So we know his parents did have sin. But that's not what this is about. He's pointing out what this is about. But that the works of Yah should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. So then if you continue on and you read this whole chapter, which I'm not going to because of time, but it's the whole thing, the Pharisees picking on him. It goes all the way the next page, all the way to the end of the chapter for proper context. So we're going to read 39. And Messiah said, "For judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not might see, and they which see might be made blind." And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words and said unto him, "Are we blind also?" Messiah said unto them, "If you were blind, you should have no sin. But now you say, We see, therefore your sin remaineth." That man was born blind so that Messiah could do his work and he could show the Pharisees their blindness. It's all about context. Now, as I've already stated in one of my, there's 3 other videos. You can hit the comment at the beginning of this video and follow the thread back. But yes, I agree absolutely, and I stated it, that sometimes sickness is testing. We go through testings, we go through trials. It doesn't mean that there's sin. But sometimes it is sin, and that's what I was trying to point out, is that we need to get to the root. We have to stop excusing sin in our lives. The Father uses sickness as a correction. It's a discipline. A curse, it's not like, we're not saying curse like how a witch curses. We're talking about curse as in a discipline or a correction. And some of you have said, well, we're just in a fallen world. People get sick. That's just how it is. Are you calling the Father a liar? Because he said he is the sovereign that healeth us. All throughout the word, we see him as a healer. And there are so many promises of healing. So stop making him out to be a liar just because you're sick. Stop justifying sickness by saying that's just how it is. If we are sick, we need to go to the doctor, but not man. We need to go to our Father for healing. Are we not healed by Yeshua's stripes? Let's go to the one that created us, the one that gave us covenant promises of health and healing. And please know, if you're sick, I am not trying to shame you. We've all been sick. I had a brain aneurysm the Father healed me of. I was sick. So that's not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to show you that the root cause of much sickness is sin. And, even generational sin, or even consequences of things people have done. People love to bring up to me children. Well, why is this child sick? Or, you know what? A lot of times it's just our choices as parents, what we made a choice for. Like, what is it that babies get when they're born, and at 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, there's lots of consequences to that. That's why a lot of children are sick. That's not the Father's fault. That's the choices we made for our children. I have 5 children. My oldest 2, I did do all of those, and then my last 3, I didn't do any of them. Who do you think's healthier? My last 3 have been super healthy. So in closing, the point of all these videos that I've made about sin and sickness, it's just to help you. It's because I love you. I know the Father as healer. He's healed me so many times. I also know He has corrected me so many times with sickness. It was so obvious to me. So I'm just asking it to be obvious to you. If you're dealing with stuff, just go to Him first. Ask Him. Say, is this because I've sinned? Is this a consequence? Is this a correction, a discipline? And please, again, I say, stop justifying sickness. Please stop saying it's just because of the world we live in. We, as children of the Most High Sovereign, are not meant for curses. We are meant for Baruch, for blessing. So if you find yourself in curses, examine yourself. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I love you guys. I want you to be healed, to be Baruch.